Guys, how we doing? Hope you're well. Welcome to episode 3 of the Slimming World series. I hope you've enjoyed the previous 2 episodes. The question is, did you feel restricted during your time with Slimming World? And we'll tie that in nicely with the first 2 questions, which will give us a picture of restriction, education, and if your body physically changed. So hope you enjoy it. Give us a wee subscribe, like and share. Guys, so thanks for listening and tuning in. We've had some unbelievable feedback. Hopefully you realise that we're not slandering the company. We're not coming at it from a biased or jealous way. We're just trying to explain the service that's on offer to the most amount of people in the UK in terms of weight loss. So yeah, positives. I said, did you feel restricted? She says, I didn't feel very restricted. Being able to eat as much of the 3 foods as you like. This meant I also never lost and learned much. So take away the lost and never learned much, because that's nothing to do with Slimming World. I guess that's an adherence issue potentially. So let's take the first part of it. I didn't feel very restricted, because I was able to eat as much free foods as I wanted. Let's clear up what free foods actually is, right? The way they've looked at it there is stop people eating takeaways to make them eat as much normal food as possible. When I say normal, I mean packs of rice, packs of pasta, home-cooked meals. Now, that concept sounds good. It sounds all right. We're just getting a nation that's got a really problematic obesity rate from eating takeaways, chip shops, chippies, kebabs, all that stuff, and just saying, right, follow this book here. All we've done is taken stuff from the supermarket, have as much of it as you want. We'll give you a couple of more guidelines than that, and that's what they've done. We already know there's a massive margin error for even tracking your food, let alone no tracking it.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? The app that we use, MyFitnessPal, typically is inaccurate because it allows users to upload.
Yep.
So we find it difficult, or it is difficult to stick to your goals and lose weight by even reducing that margin of error and tracking. Imagine just going, forget what's in foods. Here's a category and here's a category. Have as much as you want of that and don't have as much of that. We'll sin it. You know, the typical person goes, right, that's cool. Females, let's talk about that, who are very aware of being bloated, very aware of their stomach all the time. Every day you wake up, most of you are checking to see how you feel, especially during a dieting phase. And Slimming World are basically saying have as much pasta as you want, but this lassie's saying when you put that into practice, after a couple of days of eating pasta, you're going to sit there and go, I'm bloated to fuck, because it's no great for performance, it's no great for digestion, and you're going to feel sluggish, which then ultimately is going to lead to bad habits. No want to get up and go a walk, no want to go to the gym. Every client's different in their circumstance, their experience, their health, their goals. Just to give somebody a book that everybody else gets to get to their goals, does that not tell you that, I'm back to episode 1, about this is their game. You've got Glasgow PT, NitroFit and the other coaches. We charge an expensive rate. You could call it expensive, it depends what way you look at it. And we take on people via phone call, we speak to them, they fill in forms. Some world you join up and it's a 5 or it's a 10 or it's 15 quid and you get a book. So what does that tell you about the business model? What does that tell you about their do you know what I mean? Look at it, step outside the situation and just look at it and go, right, they're playing a numbers game. So it's impossible to get personalised. Oh, but guess what? At the front page, you write your name on it. Fucking whip-to-woo.
Personal.
Whip-to-woo. That's no personal, is it? It's your book. No, this is negative now, mate.
All right, cool.
It's negative
Sorry,
too.
mate, that's good.
There was only one positive and it turned out to be a negative. Sorry. You know, I've got a video on the VIP site called Got Plans. So I started to realise that people have plans. They go out at the weekend.
Yep.
And it's like, right, how can we just get a solid 10-minute training or educational video on this and be like, right, if you've got plans at the weekend, here's what to do. They go in, they watch it, they know what they've been doing, they've already been doing the foundations, they make a couple of adjustments, just like Chris says, you take 100 to 200 calories off per day, you've accumulated some calories, think of it as saving up money, then you spend it and enjoy yourself. Also, you feel less bloated, you feel good in whatever dress you're wearing at the wedding, and it just creates a really, really good lifestyle, like we just mentioned, and a good relationship with food and training, and everybody's happy. The people at the wedding are seeing somebody who's happy and not miserable. What a lot of Slimming World people should do, what a lot of people with a PT should do, is question stuff. Like, I love nothing more. I did do in the first couple of years of PTing, because I was like, don't ask me that, I'm just telling you because I've been told. I love getting asked, why is that the case? Why am I on these calories? Why are you telling me to do this exercise? Why should I track this? Why should I do that? When you ask why with something, you find out the reason. You should anyway. Your trainer or coach should be able to tell you why. I've actually just found out that when someone replied to my story of Slimming World and said, it isn't actually just the consultants that get you on the scale, it's other members.
Yeah.
So not only, I just can't fathom that whatsoever. It's a bit like my ma replying to check-ins at the weekend for everybody. So say I set you a weight target, this is what they do in your book or whatever. Say, Oven, what do you weigh? Right, I weigh 90 kilo. Right, Oven, we're going to get you down to 85, right? See, when you hit 85 kilo, mate, right, you don't pay because you've hit your target weight. So what they tell you today is, don't, like, that's you sorted. And then they tell you don't need to come to as much sessions. You don't need to come to Tuesday night because you're fine. So then you go away. Fuck, right, okay, I better just eat the same stuff. Up, I'm not getting stepped on a scale on a Tuesday night. All right, do you know what? I'm back to 87 kilo. Oh, God, I need to go back to summer again. That's their business model, mate. That's what they do. That's how they keep the cycle repeating itself. The number one thing is probably knowledge. Yeah, there's a chairman, Margaret. Margaret's the chairman. Previous Slimmer of the Week.
I've got last week.
She's still doing it. Cool. So measured healthy extras. So you get 2 healthy extra A choices and 1 healthy extra B choice. So A choices are food that provide calcium, which help keep your teeth and bones healthy. Well, we're already brushing our teeth 5 times a day anyway when we're starving. What do you think you're going to go for? What do you think if it's whole milk, 200 ml, but you're allowed 350 ml of skim milk? What do you think you're going to go for? Of course you're going to go for the fattier option.
Yep.
And then are you going to measure it right? How many people know what 30 grams of cheddar look like? Have you got scales? No, because they don't tell you to weigh it in. No. There's no way you know what 30 grams of cheddar looks like. It's like a tablespoon of peanut butter, mate. A tablespoon is a level. Did you know that? It's a level. You go like that, didn't you? And then you dip a finger in. Aye. Again, less like the knowledge of teaching you is just no there. Then we've got ricotta. So all the cheeses, mate. Choose these healthy extras when you have time to eat but not to measure. Okay. So just fucking go for it. Aye. Because we live a busy lifestyle, so everybody in their heat are too busy, aren't they? 2 Dairy Lee cheese slices.
I used to eat them all the time.
2 cheese strings. 2 Baby Bells. 4 McClellan seriously spreadable light creamy cheese squares. I'm getting a bit hungry now. Do I have to have all my sins each day? Nope, not if you don't feel you need them. Though you might be surprised how many you use almost without thinking. Sins are there to help you keep extras like ketchup meals, sweet snacks and alcohol nicely in control. It means you can enjoy these foods that many diets ban. Who are you talking to? Who are you coming after people? It's because with food optimizing, you'll be tightening up on those foods that may have caused you to gain weight. So foods have caused you to gain weight.
Yep.
I don't think any certain foods caused you to gain weight.
Yep.
I think it's a whole consumption of calories. Again, this is another flaw. Somebody's reading this going, you might be wondering how you can eat all this food every day and still lose weight. It's because with food optimizing, you'll be tightening up on those foods that may have caused you to gain weight and so pose a greater risk when you're trying to lose weight. So the foods that they're telling you that a certain food group, i.e. the sins, have caused you to gain weight. So we need to sin them so that we don't then gain the weight back from the foods and keep in control of them.
Yep.
None of these foods are banned. Nothing's banned with food optimizing. However, they'll seriously jeopardize your success if they're not carefully controlled. So the thing that they're calling stuff free foods.
Yep.
So that they show that they've got food freedom, and yet they're so sins. I never actually knew that they looked so negatively towards sin. So why the fuck are you even getting people with them?
Exactly.
If you're going to demonize them, because that's demonizing food groups. So everything that's a sin, i.e., everything we all enjoy, we can't even really control it properly because we don't know. Because we've been demonised that's what put weight on us in the first place. And I think they play on it, mate. See, when people say the answers that some people have given, didn't actually feel restricted with food, but I felt restricted with alcohol and all that stuff. I think they play on that. They play on you're allowed as much pasta as you want. So it's not restricted. It's not like other 1,000 calorie diets because they don't give you a calorie target. But effectively, in the modern world with people with busy lives who need concrete advice to help them, to give them a diet that facilitates their life with their kids and their family. They play on that, mate. They say you're allowed as much pasta as you want when we all know that on the other end of it, they're like, this is a sin. So everything that's good and enjoyable for us that our kids eat is a sin. And they would say, no, but we're not restricting you calorie-wise because we tell you eat pasta, and it's like, but you also don't tell us what calories to eat. So it's the same thing.
Yep.
It's like they're like hanging on to you. They've got you tied down while you grab your pasta. And they're like, that's all, but do you know what I mean? So it's worrying in terms of the education point yet. Yeah, as always, guys, thanks for tuning in. Get it shared, get it out there. We put a lot of work into this in terms of bringing you this in the hope that it helps more than one person, but if it helps one person get over the vicious cycle they're in with their diet and training, then we've done our job at the end of the day.